What's up guys, Radiator here, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of an update. I know I haven't done any videos for a while, but we're gonna start doing some vlogging. But before that starts, and before I take off for work for the rest of the night, let's do a little startup, shall we? Wrong button. Hopefully you guys heard that. It's a little bit low sounding for WRX, but I like to hear the sound of it. There, see if you can actually hear it. I'll get it up closer to the exhaust. Whew, nothing like breathing in some gas fumes in the day, am I right? But been holding up pretty good in the cold here. Ay, ay, ay. It's a little dark. Is it focusing on me? Yeah, it's focusing. Okay, there we go. Whew. Hasn't been pretty cold. It was actually almost 50 today, believe it or not. So, but it feels like it's getting chillier tonight. I don't know how cold, but it's honestly not that cold here unless the wind is blowing, which right now it kind of is. It's slightly breezy, but I can feel it right now, and I don't know if that's just because I took a shower not too long ago or what. Yes, I know my car's dirty. I can't keep it in a garage, unfortunately, so this winter is going to be toughing it out in the cold, which is going to make it give me a lot more work for me to maintain it and keep it clean looking. And when it comes springtime, oh boy. But hopefully I would say if, but when we move, hopefully we'll actually have a garage this time around. Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be cool. What's up guys? We're back, and this time we're in the WRX now. Fun, yeah? Oh, let's go for a little ride to work, and I will use this short time to talk with you. This is gonna be my first, well, kind of my first vlog video, I would say. Well, it is actually. Not kind of. I don't know. My brain's a little jumbled today, but probably gonna start doing some vlogs more often, and because it's winter and there's nobody who wants to take their cars out of their garages during this time of year, this is probably gonna be the best thing to get for a couple months till spring. Unfortunately, as you saw earlier, my car does not have the privilege of being in a garage, or garage, whatever you want to say. And that's unfortunate, but come the spring, I'll make sure I clean it up and make it look pretty again. Because I care about my Subaru, but expect more vlogs, not exactly like this one, but we're gonna talk more about car stuff. If you have any ideas or want to hear me talk about anything specifically, leave a comment below and I'll get to it. But first, let's get some turbo power in here. We're right here at the turbo gauge in third right now, so let's go. Ooh, a little bit early there. Hit up to 70 there. It's right by where I live right now. The street's 50 miles an hour speed limit. It's like that in a lot of places because it's a long stretch of road. We're kind of out sort of in the farmland area. So there's some speed limits that you can abuse a little bit of. But I'm not going to do it all the time, even though it is pretty fun. Hey, an Audi. But yeah, I'll set up my camera as a dash cam, and we'll see if we can't see some sweet rides around Boise, huh? That'd be fun. I don't usually get to get up behind them, but we'll take a couple drives around and see if we can't find something. Who knows? Might see that nice teal Murcielago that drives around here. There is a Murcielago that I've seen quite a few times actually, and I do have a picture of it on my cell phone. I haven't been able to take a picture of it with this camera, but hopefully it'll pop up again. But I highly doubt it's going to this winter because, you know, rich people do not take their super nice sports cars out in the snow, I guarantee. Even though the Lamborghinis are all-wheel drive, they can handle the winter weather, but the thing is, can cars like that handle stupid drivers? That's my question, because not everybody is the best driver with their Lamborghinis, Ferraris. I mean, you guys have probably seen videos on YouTube, or I know you have seen videos on YouTube of people with Lamborghinis, like that one Gallardo who, in a turn lane, decides to put on a little show for the camera crew filming behind him, and drifts off into the oncoming lane as he's turning and wedges himself in between a couple cars. So there's always safe to say that not everybody's always the best driver out there, but not everybody's the worst either. But I'll say props to this Murcielago owner, because he or she, because I've seen the car run a couple times, which I think it's a he, but I'm not sure entirely who it belongs to, has kept it well maintained, because I've gotten to look at it up close once, because I saw it in a Costco parking lot, believe it or not. Yes, even rich people shop at Costco. But hopefully we'll see it again when spring comes around. We'll maybe get a better look at it. Maybe talk with the owner about it a little bit. That'd be cool, huh? I'd be interested to know how an owner of a high caliber sports car like that feels about owning a car like that, and when they drive it around. I guarantee you it does get a lot of attention, but not everybody is such a car enthusiast. Like, a lot of people I talk to, like, they just use, most of them just use cars to, like, get from point A to point B. It's like, cars are so much more than that to me. They're, me being a car enthusiast, and I'm sure other people, like other nice folks like you out there, know what I'm talking about, that cars are like a way of life, because these are all vehicles that we depend on for whether it's driving to work or driving to a friend's house or doing cross-country trips. It's a little chilly out. Oh, what's the temperature say? It says it is 44 degrees out right now. That's not too bad. The normal temperature I'm used to is usually about in the 70s. Because where I'm from, I used to live in California, Southern California to say, which I can say it was a very, well, it was okay. California is expensive, I can say that now. I feel like I was privileged to live there, and with our family we were making it okay. We weren't like super rich, we're about middle low class, I'd say. What I wouldn't give to go back to those days. I'm sure some of you would too. Who fucking cares about being an adult and paying bills and all this other stuff? I just want to freaking order pizza online, bug our parents for money so we can buy that pizza and go hang out with our friends and stay up all night playing video games. Am I right? But, oof. Sorry, my hands are cold. Let's turn on the heater. Sorry for the moment focus on the road too. As you can tell, my camera's pointed at me, so it's just it's hanging on the windshield right now. So I have my hands free. I have to have my hands free because you need to have both your hands while driving a stick shift, which most of you should know by now. Sometimes I forget that the clutch is a little finicky. That was just me trying to downshift into second gear. It's my clutch, I have to actually push it all the way in to get the transmission to shift to the next gear. It's a little odd, I guess, for some people who've driven standard cars, like my friend Braden who drove it. He's I can see, because this is my first standard. I have never driven a standard other than my WRX, and I'm okay with it. It's just having to learn how to work the car. Every car is different. It's slightly different, I would say. They're not completely different unless it's like between standard and automatic and possibly the paddle shifters, because I honestly don't know how those work. But we'll probably talk about that in another vlog video. We'll talk about the types of transmissions and stuff. I guess for like the first actual vlog video. Right now this is just me kind of making an announcement and ranting on about random vehicle stuff while I'm driving to work in my WRX. Notice I'm probably usually going to be wearing a hat, but for my line of work I cannot be wearing a hat, unfortunately. And I kind of got accustomed to wearing a hat when I moved here. I don't know why, just did. Maybe I needed a new look when I moved here, I don't know. The engine's a little quiet, but I'm hoping you guys can hear it while you're hovering there above the dash. There's nothing like the sound of a Subaru engine purr. It is just delicious. I could put it on a plate and eat it all day. It's probably part of the reason that attracted me to Subarus in the first place. It's just the engine sound is so great. Because I honestly never knew what kind of car I wanted, but obviously when the Fast and the Furious movies came out, I really wanted a Nissan Skyline like everybody else. Sorry, I need a little power to change lanes because somebody's being a little dickish about being in traffic. It's almost 5 o'clock here right now, and I'll tell you, traffic around here is really bad in the afternoons, which I hate driving in because a lot of people around here just piss me off with their driving. I know it might seem a little bit harsh, but until you've actually driven here in Boise, do not criticize me and my feelings towards people who drive on the road around me. Because here I have about zero tolerance for these drivers. And I think hearing on the radio either earlier this year or last year that Boise was like rated one of the worst places for driving or drivers. Like, holy crap, dude. Like, that doesn't include me. I've only been here for what? I'm trying to think. About 4 or 5 years. No, something like that. It's hard to say. Ooh, there's a nice SRT Challenger over there. Blacked out one. What? Not Challenger. Charger. I get the Charger and the Challenger mixed up. I think it's just because the CH, they're kind of the same. But, yeah. Hopefully this is somewhat entertaining. I'm not usually this talkative, but on the subject of cars, I can be, I guess. But I'll just tell you this right now. I am not, like, I'm sort of a gearhead, but not like a total gearhead. In that sense, is like, I know the components of a car. Like, I know the exhaust, the engine, the pistons, the piston rings, and so forth. Kind of sort of simple stuff like that, but I don't know about like modifications. Like I know what a turbo looks like in the air intake and stuff, but I just don't know like how, like, I don't know what kind of engine is in a car just by hearing it drive by. But I could tell a natural sounding engine probably from a not so naturally sounding engine, meaning like if it's been engine swapped, I can probably tell that much at least. I just haven't been around cars a whole lot in my life, and I wish I have, but I do admire them a lot. And I can say out of all the kind of cars types there are, that imports are definitely my favorites. I like muscle cars, classics, and exotic sports cars and all that, but I think imports are probably my favorite, just because you can modify them, like, body-wise and everything more than any other car. I mean, you can, honestly, you could modify, like, sports cars and everything, but they don't always put those into video games, so that's a little, that's why I guess I like imports more, because video games are more prone to have, like, visual body stylings for imports more than exotics or any other kinds of cars. Am I a little close to that car? I can't tell. But anyways, I'm gonna leave this video here. Like this video if you want, share it with people, leave comments below and let me know if there's anything you'd like me to talk about, or any kind of opinions you'd want me to discuss of my own volition. So, this is Radiator, and I will see you guys later.